Welcome to October, everybody. We are pumping right now. What does this mean for Bitcoin and altcoins? Well, stay tuned because I'm going to show you everything. Now, first things first, we can see that Bitcoin has broken out right about now, yesterday actually, right? In the evening of yesterday, BTC decided to take off. And we did hit the next resistance point, which I mentioned, which was 28,000. Then you can see, we probably came up, hit some stop losses, and now we'll be in this range for a little bit. But I've got one important thing to show you that not a lot of people are talking about, and this is very important for those of you guys that are involved in crypto. And this is the high volume nodes for the past few months. If you look here, it's currently October, and we've got September, August, and July, right? So the past 3 or 4 months since we had the huge drop, I decided to put a high volume node out. Now, all this means is that this is like the most point in which people buy crypto. So the point of which the highest volume is at, in simple terms, right? And you can see, if you look very closely at the bottom here, right, this was the point of control, right? This is like the peak point. And you can see we hit the point of control over here, and then we went boom, full send, right? So the next steps are simple. The next steps is to look for the gap. So you can see here, it goes much lower. Okay. So the gap is up here at the position, which yesterday I also wrote potential short. So, one interesting thing about psychology, guys, that you always have to remember, and I'm gonna go full screen here because I need to give you some facts. As humans, whether it's YouTube, whether it's Google, whether it's TikTok, Instagram, Twitter, it doesn't matter. We will always look for things to reconfirm our beliefs. We don't look for things that challenge us. And that's normal, right? If you've got a pessimistic mindset and you think the market's going down, well, you're only going to look at things which say the market's going down. If you don't believe me, look at all of the YouTube analytics out there. Go through Carl the Moon's videos, Crypto's videos, BitBoy's videos, anyone's videos out there that's big in crypto. If they put a video in the last 6 months saying we're going bullish, it will get minimal views. If they put a video out there saying anything negative, I quit, which was one of my best videos, best performing videos, they got wrecked, or bear market, 15K, 12K, they would have a lot more views, okay? And this psychological factor always works, and it also works with this. So I have to also think, and this is a good thing whenever you start trading, I have to think to myself, is this high volume node just here to reconfirm my beliefs, or is this here because it is real? Guess what? I'll never know. So the most important thing when I take this trade, which I'll be looking for the short from here, is keeping the correct risk management. That means when I plan the trade, it's very important that I plan ahead, okay, which is what you guys should be doing from now. I plan ahead and I think, okay, what is the right risk management? So for example, right, and I can do, it doesn't matter where the stop loss is, all that matters is the amount of money I got in, the amount of leverage, it all changes everything, right? So let's say the high volume node is here, I put it just above here, or I can even put it just above here, right? It doesn't matter, right? But let's say I do it here, right? My risk to reward ratio is 3.79, right? Now, yesterday I was watching a lot of poker, and it just reminds me of trading because it's all about calculated risk and not being all in. Because the moment that you're all in, that's the moment where you're risking losing everything to win not a lot, right? Because your odds and everything is just mash up. But what a lot of people do in trading is they risk their whole balance. And I've done this plenty of times, right? I put my whole account in. And then when I've sat down and I've thought about it, I was like, it's not worth the risk because it's better to be in the game for the long term, right? So let's say we plan out this trade, right? And we've got plenty of options that we're going to discuss today. So make sure that you stay tuned, and we're going to be discussing some altcoins later on. So first thing, let's say we're looking at a trade and let's just make it 2% for the sake of it to keep it nice and even. 2%, 2.5, 1.99, that's fine, right? And then we've got 7% profit down here, right? So that our risk to reward ratio is 3.5. That's very nice, right? Very nice. Now, what we will then do is we'll look at our account size. Let's say, for the average person, you've got $1,000. Well, how much, you can let me know in the comments, do you think we're going to risk if we've only got $1,000 in the account? A, $1,000. B, $500. C, $200, right? Or D, $50, right? You want to risk, let me know, $50, right? As little as possible, because you can play around with the leverage here, right? You could put 20x leverage. You could even put fucking, personally, I put like 40x leverage on, right? If I'm only risking 50 quid, right? But it all depends on how much you're making, how much your risk management is, and how you want to play this game, okay? But when you trade like this, it's a lot easier. Now, one thing you have to be careful of is that as we start to get closer to this point, there will be a position where market makers will look to wipe out these stop losses. So consider lowering your leverage and really ramping up this this stop loss, and also remember that does affect your risk to reward. So you might want to make this take profit 1, right? And maybe you make the point of control take profit 2. But in my opinion, with the way the market's going and with it being October, I doubt the return, like the pullback, will be a lot. But the idea, for those of you guys that stay tuned, you're going to get a reward here. The idea is that we're not just going to go just short. We're also going to look for a potential to long and catch this October wick. Because as I mentioned yesterday, guys, I'm not the guy to long a breakout. I don't really care for all of this because there's not a lot of gains in this and there's a lot of risk because we don't know. Yesterday, the market could have just decided to come down here in one candle, wick everybody out, and then keep it moving, right? We really do that in the crypto market. So it's smarter to look at the RSI here and we say, okay, RSI is also topped up. If you look down here, you can see RSI is approaching this key point, okay, this 70 mark. So what does that mean? It's getting tired, right? We're going to start to create divergences and we're going to come down, okay? So the more we pump here, the more likely it is that we're going to come down, and ideally around this mark here, or even around this point here, this point that used to be resistance, we could see it flip into support, and then we'll look for longs. And this is how you play both sides of the market. You plan in advance, okay? So again, we plan the short, however you want to put it. It all depends on your own personal trading, a risk to reward again, okay? But you can also sit there and go, okay, when we come back down, I'm gonna go long, okay? So when we come back down, we flip to a long position here again, okay? And then you can play both sides, right? Because if you're thinking about it, let's say you end this short from here, boom. You can let that run, you can take out half, you can put your stop loss in to take profit, anything you want. And then when we come back down, boom, you can look to go long again. And this is the key thing, because just like in business and in life and in your career, if you want to have a future in anything, you have to plan. Because failing to plan is planning to fail. Remember that. So you can sit down and say, I have no plan. But you, my friend, are planning to fail. Okay? So right now, if you're in no trades, check the link in the description. Join the no KYC exchange, BitGet. But if you are somebody that is in the UK, make sure that you're getting out your Bybit, because your Bybit account's probably closed as it's a second. And if you're somebody that's in a trade, if you're in a long, now you have your points in which you can move about. Now let's get into the altcoin market. The altcoin market at the moment is a little bit red, but not really. Like, this is just because it's on the 24 hours, right? If we're looking at tokens over here, like Moonbeam, we can see that Moonbeam actually came down. Remember, we spoke about the Moonbeam short. You can still see the everything here. You can literally still see the data here, okay? And in fact, I want to show you exactly where we're going to look to get some Moonbeam. So remember, guys, if you're somebody that wants to get a Moonbeam, you're just seeing a 50% candle in a day, and we ain't even bullish like that yet. So just get ready and prepare yourself for what you're about to witness for Moonbeam this market, okay? Now, I will be looking to buy Moonbeam in this area here, okay? In this area here. I don't know why it's not working for me to. Oh, here we go. I'll be looking to buy Moonbeam around here. So in between 21 cents, you can mark this down, okay? Or you can screenshot, and 22 cents. So 21 cents, 22 cents in between here. I'll be looking to get my first buy. And quite often, if this was a false pump by the exchanges, which it really can be, we really can come all the way back down as well. So don't be afraid to put half in here, okay? If you've got 50 grand, put 25 in here, Personally, if I had 50 grand, not financial advice, all that stuff there, boy, you don't want to get done before the market even starts. But look, 25k here, that's what I'd be putting in. And I'd be putting in 25k here, boom. And then where's the price prediction? Where am I looking to take profit? Well, it's quite simple. I look at the weekly and I go, okay, what's the worst that can happen? Worst case scenario is for over the next few years, we come up to here, and that's a 5x, right? That's 50k to 250 grand. That's, you know, a normal bog standard car to a Lamborghini, right? Just like that, boosh. And an altcoin that can move 50% in a day. Okay, so that's it for today's video. I do want to go through some more altcoins. Let me know if you want me to do some more top picks. And guys, enjoy October. Don't get wrecked. Don't overtrade leverage and don't get too excited. We're still 180 days, I think, away from BTC halving. So relax, tranquilo, and just enjoy the profits. It's been so long since we've had these days where we look at the charts and we're just like, oh, more money, more money, more money. And that's what it's about. So enjoy the day. Take care, everybody. And yeah, love.